Hi Stampers! Welcome to my Facebook Live. I'm Nancy Novak and I'm here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. to share with you my little cards and crafts that I make. And I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so I use Stampin' Up! Products, which I absolutely love. And tonight I'm going to share with you some projects that I made using the Share What You Love Designer Series paper. Let's start out with the cute little 3-inch card. So, I got my supplies here. So Stampin' Up! Sells these sweet little 3-inch envelopes. And so we're going to make a card that's going to fit inside there. This is always cute to throw in with your present, like a little shower gift or a wedding gift. Or like I said, this gift here is what I'm going to put it with. So I just took a piece of Whisper White paper and I cut it to 6 inches by 3 inches and I scored it in the middle. And then I have for my mat a piece of Tranquil Tide, and this is my little main piece, and this is mint macaron. And then I have some scraps here, and I actually cut out some flowers from that Designer Series paper. And this is also another scrap, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this. So like I said, don't throw away your scraps. This little scrap is perfect for this little banner that's on the back of this card. So let me get this out of the way because I'm going to bring in my big shot and I'm going to emboss this piece right here. And I'm going to emboss it with the lovely floral embossing folder. So I want to show you this because this is one of the dynamic textured embossing folders, so it's thicker. So you don't need to use 2 plates, you're only going to use 1. And I like to have the Stampin' Up! Image facing up. That lets me know that I'm going to get my positive image on the front of my card. And I'm actually positioning this so my flower's in the upper left-hand corner, because I'm going to put all my little thank yous and flowers and little banner at the bottom. So I'm going to close that up and I'm just going to put one of the little protectors on there and run that through. So that's how that works. I'm just going to run it back. And there you go. Pretty. It's got a really deep embossed look to it. So let me get this out of the way. Okay, let's see here. So basically just have to put this card together. It's very, very simple. So let me put my matte piece on first. Let me know if you can hear me better, because I do have my speaker, but it's so silly. Whenever you buy something new, you have to make sure that it's connected with Bluetooth, and so all that stuff can always cause a little bit of a problem. So hopefully you can hear me a little bit louder this week. That's my intent, to make sure you can hear me. Okay, so now I'm snailing the matte piece on. Now I'm going to snail the base, the main piece on, I mean. These colors are very pretty together. And then I have a little strip of Designer Series paper. And when I first made this card, I thought that I would want the design going this way, but it's going to be kind of covered up and it just shows through a little bit, and I like it going this way, so it doesn't have to go vertical. The design, I mean, the vines. Then I'm going to put that right there. And I'm going to bring in my ink and I'm going to stamp thank you. So the stamp set that I'm using is Love What You Do. So I'm using this for all my projects tonight, so I'm going to use the thank you right there. So let's bring in some Tranquil Tide ink, and I'm going to ink this little stamp up. Oh good, I'm glad you can hear me. So I'm just stamping this on a little piece of scrap Whisper White, and I'm actually going to fussy cut that out in a minute. How many of you guys like to fussy cut? Some people just hate it, but I like it. I think that it's relaxing and I like the effect that I get from it. You know, you can do so much by fussy cutting. So I already did fussy cut out one flower that is from the Designer Series paper. Let me just show you this real quick, that Designer Series paper. It's right here. So this paper is what I used to cut out my little flowers right here. So there, I fussy cut that one out. And I fussy cut this one out. I got one left, and I'm just going to cut that with you guys real quick. And this is the leaf, and I actually made that separate because I'm going to push it behind all my flowers when I'm done. But anyway, so if there's anybody new out there, this is fussy cutting. And it's not so painful. It's very relaxing, and of course, when I'm doing it live, I'm trying to rush. I'm just going to cut this leaf off because, like I said, I'm going to attach it separately. There's so much paper that you get in this Share What You Loved pack of paper, that I have like one sheet dedicated to cutting out flowers, and then one sheet is full. I can make boxes out of it or whatever I want. I couldn't believe how much paper was in this pack. It's like never ending. So then I have the little leaf here. So I'm going to be attaching little mini dimensionals to this and attaching it to the little mini card. If you don't have the mini dimensionals, which I highly suggest because they are kind of cool, you can always cut your regular dimensions in half or in quarters, whatever you need. Okay. So fussy cutting, I didn't get any answers. Do you guys like to fussy cut? Okay, so we got that. And now I'm going to fussy cut out my thank you. And if you didn't want to, you could actually cut this out, but I just want, the font is really pretty, and I find that when you cut out these pretty fonts, it just adds a little bit of extra personality to your card. Okay, doke. So now I'm just going to take, and however you cut out your flowers, you can attach them accordingly. On this card, there was actually some flat edges because these flowers were right by the edge of the Designer Series paper. You just lay it down to cover them up, overlap them a little bit, whatever you think might work. So that's going to go there last. So I'm just going to, let's see, lay this one down. Of course, I want to leave that little embossed area open because it's so pretty. And I have this little piece here. I'm going to put it right there. And then these you just can stick wherever they seem to look good. The thank you down lower. And I'm going to pop that up. And this will almost be done except for one little extra surprise. So we can put that thank you right there. Okay, so that's our card. Now let's bring in this little envelope and see what we can do with it. So I'm going to take this little extra piece of the Designer Series paper, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the outside flap. this on like that. And then I'm going to trim the back. And we're going to make a very pretty envelope. How simple was that? Look how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? Look. So there you go. So that's it. Project 1 done. Quick and easy. Let's see. Let's make this cute little tea light, candle tea light holder. And look at, this is what's going to make it. This little teeny tiny piece of paper. This is 4 inches by 5 3/4, I believe. But don't worry about that, because after my video is done, I will post project sheets for you. So go to my blog, www.stampinshout.com, and you'll see Facebook Live project sheets with today's date. And if you look through there, there'll be pictures of the projects, and down below there'll be a link, and it'll take you to a free PDF that will give you the names of the projects, pictures of the projects, all the sizes of the papers and ribbons that I used, and it'll also give you clickable links. So if there's something here that you're interested in buying, the links will be there. So if you're wondering, you know, what this paper is, there'll be a clickable link and you can go shop for it right at my online store. So that's easy and informative for you. And what else? Okay, so this, we're going to bring in our scoreboard. So now let's score it. With the long side up at the top, we're going to score it at, I'm going to use the skinny side. I'm going to score it at 7/8, 1 3/4, 2 5/8, 3 1/2, 4 3/8, and 5 1/4. And we're going to turn it, and I'm going to score it at 7/8 and whoops, and 3 inches. Okie doke. So I'm going to take my bone folder and just burnish all these edges so they're nice and crisp. Whenever you make a box, you just really want to make sure you have good folds and they're creased nicely, because it just is going to make everything lay a little bit nicer. Okay, so we have a slightly, this piece is a 7/8 inch edge, and that's going to be the bottom. And so we're going to take that and we're going to cut up on our notches right up to that first score line. So who's out there today? Where are you from? Let's talk a little bit. So now we have these notches cut, and this is the littlest notch, and we're going to cut that one away. So we cut out that skinny tab. Okay, this is quite simple. So now what I'm going to do is, I like to use the tear and tape. It is very sticky. So I'm putting that on the right side of my project. Peel that away. St. Pete, Florida. Hello, welcome. So this is just going to fold up and match nicely. And that's going to create our little box. Again, this is going to be the bottom. All these little tabs are going to be the bottom. So now what I'm going to do is bring in my little tea lights. And this will hold 4 tea lights. And this is just to help me shape it when I am going to put the bottom together. So I'm just going to drop these in like that. It's just going to give me a little bit more like the stability at the bottom to help me fold up those flaps. Okay? So we are just going to fold these. Oh, I forgot to cut one right here. Okay. So I am just going to match opposite sides like this, and I'm going to use glue dots. You could use the tear and tape if you'd like, but for the show tonight I think I will just use glue dots. So let's see here. Let me flip my candles back down. So there's a glue dot there. I'm going to put glue dots on opposite sides. That's how we're going to fold the flap down. So those candles are helping me keep the shape of my little box. There we go. So the bottom is done. And for the top, all we have to do is just give it a little pinch right between the score marks. And that is actually going to make our little star shape or flower shape. And once you get them done, you can really give them some extra pressure. And that's going to hold them in there. So then all I did was I added, now depending on the color paper you're using, you'll pick whichever ribbon you want to use or twine. And I really like this little green twine on there, but I also added a piece of Very Vanilla just to show it off. So here's the back where we placed where our seam is. So I'm just going to cut a piece of ribbon, and I put my glue dots away too soon. I'm going to put a glue dot on this and attach it. I'm just looking for the back again where that seam is. Just wrap it around and put another glue dot there. There you go. So let's see, let's add some twine. You always got to play with your bows a little bit. There we go. So, see? Cute, cute, cute. Cute, cute. So now we got our card and our gift.